guys, it's your Victoria back to you to review Bad Romance, the Vicky White story that came out on Lifetime. Movie came out a week or two ago, but in usual fashion, your girl's always late to the game. Okay, it been pre-recorded on the premiere night, all that stuff. I literally just got to watching it today. Yeah, I know I'm terrible. Sue me, but don't sue me. Anyway, so obviously, where's this from? Vicky White, Casey White. It was all in the headlines, I believe, last year. It was pretty much a correctional officer who fell in love with an inmate and she helped them escape so they could be together. And they wound up getting caught, and homeboy got sentenced to life in prison, and unfortunately, Vicky White ended up taking her own life. So they put this into a movie to show us pretty much about Vicky White's life. We don't know really. We know a little bit about Casey White. Obviously, they have the same last name, but they're no way, shape, form related from what we know. But probably do one of those ancestry tests, and you'll find some type of relation through the bloodline. I mean, I don't know if the White came from her previous husband. I think so, but okay, so maybe somewhere down the line they related that way. I don't know. Doesn't matter. What does matter is pretty much Vicky White, because she was the main character, so we kind of got to see from the beginning of the movie how she was living life before she met homeboy Casey White. So she's a correctional officer. She is divorced from her previous ex-husband, Thomas White. But even though they're divorced, she still helps him out around the house. And, because I guess he was suffering from Parkinson's disease, and he did, drugs, and he was an alcoholic in his previous life. But even though he was still drinking at the same time, which kind of made his Parkinson's worse. So she was helping him because I guess he had nobody else. And, unfortunately, he did wind up passing. But he kind of was just like a free-spirited person, even though he did things back, with the drugs and the alcoholism. He didn't really regret anything in life, because she asked him in some point in the movie if he were to do it again, would he do it? He was like, oh yeah, I would just do more. Because he's like, my life don't mean nothing. Like, look at you. You didn't do none of that, and your life still don't mean nothing. So even though she kind of already knew how he was, so she didn't really take it to heart or anything, I'm just looking at him like, bro, you're such a dick, bro. Like, I mean, he was at the point where he's just like, if I die, I die. If I'm still alive, what it is, what it is. I'm here. So, which you're not going to kind of understand. You don't have nobody in your life. The only person who's there to take care of you is your ex-wife. And it's like, you're just kind of rotting away at your own house. You're not going out. You're not doing anything. You need help to do everything. Like he was saying, he needs help to use the bathroom. He needs help to take a shower. He needs help to eat, to go to the bed and all that stuff. So it's like, for him, it's like, what's the point of me living? Like, I'm just here, like, as a vegetable. So I guess I could kind of understand when you're at that point in life. It's just like, if I go whatever, it's not going to make no difference because, I was living hell on earth. So that's unfortunate, but he did wind up passing in the movie and obviously real life. But it's just like, just seeing Vicky's life, it was to me low-key, high-key a depressing movie because it's like, she didn't really have friends. The only person she really talked to was her co-workers, her mom, and her ex-husband. Ex-husband was useless for her because she was taking care of him. The mom, she was kind of there for her because she would, I guess, she was there to have that little girl talk. But at the same time, I think Vicky was 56 years old and, I don't know how old the mom was, but the mom was kept trying to like set her up with different guys because it's like, yeah, she's 56, she don't got no kids. So it's like, listen, I'm trying to help you out here to have someone so you can have a companion because she does have a little dog. I think the dog's name was Spiky. But it's like, even though a dog could be your best friend and companion, but not in the way that Vicky wanted, okay? She wanted a human companion to do what she needed to do with in the bedroom and have someone to talk to other than her mom and whatnot because, her ex-husband, he's just there. So, I could understand that. I can definitely understand that. We see a scene of her going to the bar and looking at a guy, just trying to make some winky eye contact face, whatnot. He's not paying her no mind. She said nobody really paid her no mind. So it's just like, I could get how she felt very lonely. So I feel like in situations like this, of course, when someone shows you any type of attention, affection, or whatever, you're going to jump at it and you're going to fall in love. And that's exactly what happened in this situation. Now, even though we know kind of what done happen in real life, I'm just going based off the story of what they put on Lifetime. Okay, so I'm sure not everything is factual or precise because only Vicky knows exactly what done happened in her life. But I'm pretty sure they didn't get it too far off. So I'm just gonna go based off what the movie showed versus what real life is because I don't know what real life is at this point, day and age. Okay, so like I said, she just goes to work. Well, she wakes up, does what she need to do, go eat her little burger at her regular local burger shop. That thing looked like a double cheeseburger from McDonald's. But okay, goes to work, comes back home, maybe checks on her ex-husband or her mom comes to visit, trying to get her to date somebody that she met and whatnot. So it's kind of like she's living a very bland, boring life. Sorry to be so blunt about it, but that's exactly what it is. And it comes to find out some homeboy guy, whatever name, Casey White, got transferred to her facility. And, from the get-go, from jump, homeboy's already like, oh, okay, who's this blondie, pretty lady, whatnot. So at first she's kind of like, okay, well, whatever. She's just blowing him off. But as, time gets to going and, I guess from where they're at, the cops individually take the inmates to their court appearances and stuff. I thought in my head, like, isn't it like a bus that takes all the people or. But, I don't know nothing, okay? I don't know nothing, okay? I'm going based off of what the movie show, okay? So I guess certain days they pick and choose which officer takes who to their court days and court hearings, all that stuff, legal things, whatever going on. And so, one of the days she was taking Casey White there and, they get to talk and he gets to flirt. And like I said, she kind of, it piques her interest because that's probably the last time, she probably don't even know the last time someone was, merely interested in her other than her ex-husband. So, of course, she's going to kind of feed into it. We see them in the jail, I guess, during recess, where he's talking to her. Now, this was the only scene, well, the main scene that I was like, so you mean to tell me they was really talking? Like, because the way Casey White's mannerisms and body languages, I'm like, oh, this guy's a like recovering addict. Like, I'm like, bro, I could tell you did drugs, bro. I could, not even alcohol, bro. You did drugs, okay? Because the way you shuffling and stuff, your body and stuff, I don't know. I'm not an expert in stuff like that. But at the same time, I'm looking at him like, bro, you messed up. That you messed up, and probably the fact that you in jail, you don't have access to that. You hella messed up. So I'm just like, okay. Once again, if someone's giving you that attention, you gonna take it. But at the same time, I'm looking at Vicky. I'm like, you should have went with the homeboy your mama brought to the house, okay? Because there was a scene where her mom brought a guy to the house, and it looked like he was very nice and proper. I guess he had his own shop, and he dressed in his best attire to come visit her, nice little collared shirt and stuff. I'm like, this is nice. This is nice. Like he seemed like such a great guy. But when I was hearing him in the bathroom, I was kind of like, oh, that's not appealing at all. But it would have been better than the situation she ended up in, and unfortunately, she's no longer here. But anywho, when they was in the yard or whatever, and he's talking to her, flirting with her, and I'm just like, their body language and stuff is just like, does anyone else not notice this? And even if they did notice, we're not gonna say nothing. We're not gonna do nothing. Homeboy finds a little piece of flour in the courtyard or whatever to give to her, and I'm just like, y'all got flowers in the courtyard? Granted, I understand there may be cracks in the concrete, grass is growing, weeds is growing, but there's enough like things to create a flower. Okay, whatever you don't have me believe. So anyway, she's starting to have feelings for homeboy, and we see scenes of her getting out the shower and her imagining like he's, getting out the shower with her, kissing all up on her and whatnot. And, I think it comes to a point where he gets into he tries to escape from the facility. Okay. He's full of trouble. Okay. Look at his rap record, his rap sheets of things he done did. So, she's trying to believe that he's a good guy, but at the same time, like, bro, he's an inmate. Like, he did things, okay? He got transferred, for goodness sakes, to your facility. So clearly he's not the best. And, like, there's some inmates is like, okay, Okay, you did something. I can understand why you did it, but unfortunately, you got to do the time. With him, Casey White, he just seemed like he just trouble all along. They talk later on in the movie of how he got in trouble, and it's like when he's not sober, he gets into trouble. Nah, bro. Even when you sober, you get into trouble. Like you just all effed up in the head. You need hella therapy. You need help. Okay, even though you in jail for the rest of your life, but you need therapy. You need to find out why you are the way you are because it just ain't it. So anyway, it ends up where he tried to escape, and then through the court, they send him to another facility. Homegirl becomes his pen pal. When he got a package, I'm like, that must be Vicky. Of course, it is her. She sends him a picture. They become pen pals, talking on the phone, whatnot. She even goes to visit him because there was a moment where he got stabbed from some crew that he was messing with. So she goes to visit him. She says she's going to be there with him no matter what. He's sentenced to 75 years. I don't know how old he is, but he's not going to get out to, from what, because Vicky made a joke, he's not going to get out to like he's 120 something years old. And she had the nerve to tell him she gonna stay with him through it all. Listen, I'm not one of those people. Like I'm sorry. You going to jail? You was sentenced to 75 years. Like even if you was zero, like even if you was a newborn sentenced to 75 years, you have a chance of getting out at 75 years. But I'm not. No, 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 no. Listen, I'm sorry. You did the crime. You got to do the time because with homeboy Casey White, he did the crime. Okay, because she was questioning, like, oh, did you really, murder Casey? Or not Casey, Vicky. He did it. Okay, I know you don't want to believe that your man could be bad, but you met him in jail. Okay, you met him in jail. He has her actually. He's been moved from facility to facility. For goodness sakes, he tried to escape. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think this is the right person for you, Casey. But once the case, not Casey. I don't know why I keep calling her Casey. Vicky. But this is not the man for you. But what else you gotta live for, right? Okay, so here we are. He gets transferred somewhere else. She said she gonna listen. She gonna stick beside him. She gonna stick beside him, and because she gonna stick beside him, we see them having numerous, infinite amount of like phone calls, and a lot of phone sex. And I'm just like, listen, I know people do it all the time, but I'm just like, gosh darn it. Casey White, he really got up in Vicky White's head. He really got up in there. He penetrated her mind and, penetrated them sheets even though he wasn't there. I'm like, okay, she in love. Like she really in it. And it's like, I just shake my head, but then again, it's like I can understand from a standpoint if you're lonely, you have no one else, nothing else going for you, nobody, you feel like nobody wants you, and then you finally get someone who shows you that attention and shows you like, okay, I do like you, da da da. You're gonna do what you got to do, and then I guess at first I'm kind of just like, okay, Casey White, man, he just trying to be with her for like brownie points to get stuff or whatnot. But I guess since he got moved to a different facility, he admitted to a murder in order to get transferred back to the facility that Vicky worked in. And when he told her that, she got kind of emotional. She's like, wow, you did that for me? And I'm kind of looking at her like, I guess, girl, that's your man. So, I guess that's a sweet gesture, for someone who can't really give her nothing because what can he give her? He probably don't got he probably don't got money on his books. So, yeah, okay, I guess I can see how she would think it's a sweet thing, but I'm just like, Vicky, like, you really want to do this? Like, I understand homeboy was blowing the bathroom up, but like, he got his own shop. I'm with the mom on this one, like, he got his own shop. He seemed like he could take care of you. You know what I'm saying? The mom had the nerve to mention kids. I'm like, Mom, I know you want some grandkids, but you just better just keep playing with the dog because Vicky is 56 years old. I don't think she worried about no kids right now. Okay, so that ship has sailed a long time ago. Anyway, so they're back to, being all in the same facility and seeing each other and whatever. And, she looking out for him, bringing him French fries. And I'm just like, does a burger not come with the French fries? I'm like, I mean, he appreciated it because he's like, oh, it's been such a long time. But I'm just like, what a burger at? Okay, you be eating your double cheese McDonald's burgers every morning as a routine, Vicky. You couldn't get homeboy. You couldn't even give him half a burger. That's your man, right? That's the love of your life. But okay, whatever. He was okay with the fries, and I guess as time was going on, and I guess the uh the funeral of her ex-husband kind of got her in the mind and mode and thinking, especially the last conversation she had with him when he was pretty much just like, oh, you didn't do anything and look how your life turned out. You still, your life's still boring. So you can't really say nothing about me because I did have fun in my time, in my prime time doing drugs and alcohol. You didn't even do none of that and you still got nothing to live for. So I guess that kind of got in her head and thinking like, okay, I really don't have nothing to live for. So why not just take the risk and do what I need to do in order to get what I want, which is she wants homeboy Casey White out of jail so she can spend time with him. She want to be able to touch him and love on him like she wants to because she can't do that at the gym. Okay, even though it feels like she's already doing it at the gym, she can't do it at the gym. Taking freaking phone calls at work, bro. When he was in the other facility, she was taking phone calls and she was like closing the door, locking the door at work to do stuff. And I'm just like, you bold. Because especially this is like jail stuff. Like they don't record none of this. Granted, she was on her cell phone, but I'm just like, girl, you shouldn't. Okay. She in love, okay? At that point, it's like I shouldn't even question things anymore. It's like she already far gone. So, like I said, so now she's getting her in her head like, okay, I need to create a plan to get us both out of here so we can be together forever. So she concocts this plan. She rents a car, tells one of the sheriff's people some story, like she needs to take him to not a like a psych analyst session or whatever. And she even puts in her retirement. Now, homeboy was like, listen, you're not gonna get your full pension. She's like, that's okay. Like she is ready to just live life with homeboy Casey White. Okay, puts her house for sale. I guess her house should have been like double what she got for it, which I think was like less than $100,000. And I said, was this in 2021 or 2022? I think this was in 2022. When I feel like houses were selling like crazy. But okay, listen, she took the first offer of 95K and she got it cash and she's good to go. So like I said, Casey White, he's just a troublemaker. So even in the day that she was like getting him to leave, like I guess he was about to get into it, he was acting up or whatnot. And of course, since she's blinded by love, this whole movie, I'm just like, there is so many red flags. Like even though he's an inmate and stuff, bro, there's so much better inmates, but I guess he's the only one who showed her any type of attention and she found him attractive too. So I think that's what kind of like, put into the blindness. But I'm just like, girl, this is not it. But okay, this is what you want. This is what you want. And it ended up with you taking your own life. But okay, let's keep on rolling. Let's keep on going. So she ends up getting him to escape with her. The thing I'm just like, throughout the movie of them escaping and doing whatever they do, I'm just like, bro, you gotta. I just be thinking like, bro, there is so much cameras around here. Like you think she gonna get away with nothing. And it's like at one point, it's like I felt like I was rooting for them, but at another point, I'm just like, bro, like you can't. It's one of those things where it's like anything that happens in the dark comes to the light, and I'm just like, bro, like there's cameras everywhere, like every freaking parking lot, bro. So she parked the car in some parking lot and they get into the rental car that she got. And I'm just like, bro, and then every time they escaped to go somewhere else, it ends up showing you the camera that caught the footage. And I'm like, man, y'all gonna get caught, okay? So the rental car, she takes the cop car to the rental car. They get in the rental car, they go somewhere. And then they ended up going to buy another, a truck, okay? Now my thing is, this scene, like I said, I don't know how accurate it is. Maybe they just put it in for like to take up some time within the movie. But the truck for the, like I think it was a Ford F-150 or 250 or whatever. On the screen, on the windshield of the truck, it said $10,000. Homeboy then wants to sell it for $12,000. That makes no sense, especially the fact that they was about to pay cash. Wouldn't it be cheaper because they're about to pay cash up front? Whatever. So they ended up getting a truck anyway. I think they were just using that just to showcase how much Casey White is problematic, because it's like, granted, while I understand why, it's like, bro, why would you put the price, like say it's more expensive than what we see on the truck? That makes no sense. But I think they were just really just using that scene to showcase like how how hot-headed Casey White really is, and how he's just mentally just not there. He's there, but he's not there. So they take the truck and they ended up going camping or whatnot. Casey wanted to stay, but Vicky was like, no, we got to keep being on the move. But then it just seemed like he was kind of frustrated because he's like, oh, all my life I've been, I'm being told what to do, and I just want to be the boss sometimes. He don't say that word for word, I'm just paraphrasing, but I'm just like, bro, welcome to being in America or whatever. Like, you're always going to be told what to do. Granted, like, when you're in your house, you can do whatever you want for the most part, but it's just like, you're sorry. Welcome to adulthood. Welcome to life. So anyway, they ended up being on the move, and then they ended up getting another car because now they're starting to see like at gas stations and whatnot that of course people they know they've been missing, and once going through some footage they see that, oh, y'all escaped and Vicky helped you escape. Because at first they was thinking like, oh, he abducted Vicky. Nah, bitch, it was all her plan. You think he was? It was all her plan. He was clueless until she got him into the cop car. But anyway, so they ended up getting another car that had the person register it under their name. I think it seemed like a homeless guy or whatever. But you see him about to get in a scuffle with some like young teenage boys and stuff, and it's just like, bro, you just a very hot-headed person. But okay, I digress. Vicky love you regardless, okay? No matter what. So after that, after they get into the Cadillac car, they go hide out in a hotel for like 5-6 days. Now, I was with Casey on this one, okay? Because at first she was like, we got to still, keep being on the go so we can get to Canada. And I'm just like, but you want to stay in a hotel-y? Or not even a hotel-y, because that was an hotel. Okay, that was a motel. That was a motel-y. You want to stay in a motel-y for 5-6 days? Like, do you not know you in the police thing, okay? Correction, whatever you want to call it. You 2022, okay? 2022. You don't think they smart enough to figure stuff out real quick? Listen, lady, if you had just because I guess you wanted to lay low. Now you want to lay low at a motel-y versus like the woods or whatever. Girl, y'all should have just been out. Y'all should have stayed in that motel-y that one night and then been out. But no. She wanted to lay low. She probably was just enjoying the, sexual time she was having with homeboy Casey. And then, she kind of got caught up and like, you know what? Fine. I think it's time for us to leave. Because, they wasn't not putting on nothing on the press of how close they were to getting to them. So she was just like, okay, we good. We don't need man, they think we in Mexico or this place. They don't even know where to find us. We good. We don't have to go. But it's like, no, you should have went. So, of course, they ended up finding them. And, throughout the movie, you can see that whenever they see the cop car, they get kind of nervous and whatnot. But it's just like, y'all should have been feeling like that when y'all was stuck up in that motel for 5-6 days. But no, you want to be hard-headed, Vicky. You could have escaped. Maybe. I don't know. But I feel like you would have had a better chance had you left the next morning versus staying at the motel for 5-6 days. I'm sorry, that was the biggest fumble that she done did in this movie, I feel like. Well, it's actually really getting with Casey White to begin with. But still, I'm just like, bro, that don't even make a sense. So, like I said, when they finally left, of course, they already found them. So they followed them. It became into like a chase. And then we get to, I guess, where one of the cop cars, like T-bones them. And then we see a scene of like, okay, she's bleeding, like her nose is bleeding, but they was able to escape and go into Canada. And at first I'm just like, they escaped? But it wasn't until they like rode into Canada where I'm like, okay, this is not making sense, because there's a sign that says like, welcome to Canada, and they just drive in it. And I'm just like, there's no like patrols or border patrols and stuff that they gotta drive through. So then that's when I'm just like, okay, this must be like a life flash before her eyes type of thing of like what she would want to happen, because I'm like, that don't make a sense. And then of course, sure enough, that's when we see, no, they really did get hit, because when they first got T-boned, I guess it showed them like not being hit. He's like, oh, I was able to maneuver them. That's what Casey said in the little scene, like fairy tale scene. But once reality stepped back in, no, they really did get T-boned. The car's like on its side or whatnot, and they was able to pull Casey White from the car. And then, that's when she's like, oh, you're not gonna take me. I ain't gonna go to jail. And, unfortunately, she ended her life with a gun. They did get married, I guess, when they was going to the motelly, and before they went inside, he was like, "Oh, I want to be with you forever." And I guess they got engaged and got married in within 10 seconds. And you know, he when there was handcuffing him at the end, he was just like, check on my wife, check on my wife, which I thought was sweet. That, you know what, that did pull on my heartstrings. I was just like, that's so sweet. He's like, what about check on my wife? And then at the end, you heard the pow, and I can respect that they didn't show her, offing herself. But was just like, we're not going to hear a gunshot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Some things are not for everyone. I get it, but even though you're not going to show it, let me hear the gunshot so I know it's real, type of thing. So we heard the gunshot, and then that's when they showed kind of like what done happened next, and of him getting life in prison and stuff, and her saying the only thing that she regretted in regards to escaping and whatnot was leaving her family and whatnot. So I can, it was sad at the end. It was sad. I did get a little gloomed in my heart because I'm just like, man, this girl lost her life. Well, she took her own life. And all of this goes down to, like, she just wanted to be loved. And it's, a lot of people feel like that. I feel like a lot of people go through that. They just don't want to say it. A lot of people got things. Everybody got things going on. Everybody, there's not one person in this world who's not going through something. Everybody goes through something. And it's just unfortunate that some people find no other ways out than to, like, act erratic, which is, like, on one point I can understand. But another point is just like, bro, like, you could have had a better life with the bathroom guy. I'm sorry. Listen, I hope the best for him too. But it's just kind of just very unfortunate because it's just like, man, I just feel for Vicky White. Like, RIP to Vicky White. Casey White, I hope you seek some therapy in your last decades of life, because you're just an angry person. You're just, you need help, okay? And I say that with all the love and respect for Casey White. He really does need help. I really hope he does get the help that he needs. And, I can't be mad at the cops and stuff for doing their job. In this case. But I liked it. I thought it was a nice, cute. I mean, can't say it was a nice, cute movie because this is real life. Like, this really happened. And it wasn't really a cute movie. It was actually, I don't know, a sympathetic movie for me because it's just like, I felt for Vicky White. Casey White, not so much. It's like, I hope he gets better, but, Casey White, okay. But Vicky White, I really did feel for her because, I feel like everybody goes through that, like, insecurity, you don't have that much self-worth, and, you let other people's opinions or thoughts kind of penetrate your mind. Thomas White, her ex-husband, who pretty much told her life wasn't nothing, so kind of like that's why she wanted to take her life by the balls and just do whatever she did so she could be happy. That's what she was just searching for at the end of the day, happiness. And I guess she found the happiness in Casey White. But that was it. And would I watch it again? I would. I did like it. It's just unfortunate the way things ended, but if I have to be blunt, life moves on. Okay. Wish the best of luck to her mother and the dog, and toilet guy. I'm sure he found someone who's willing to deal with it, because he got his own shop. But anyway, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you laughed at least once, please subscribe. If you didn't laugh, this was a very somber movie. I understand. Okay, even my jokes can't really help a somber movie for some folks. I understand if you didn't laugh, but that's okay. I got plenty of other stuff on this channel I'm sure you would laugh at. So go watch them. Hopefully you'll laugh. Hopefully you'll subscribe. Wait for something else that I could post and you could laugh and subscribe then, okay? Comment down below what you thought about this movie or the whole case of the Vicky White situation in general. Be easy, breezy, lemon squeezy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.